Once upon a time, the British royal family stood as a symbol of dignity, tradition, and honor. But today, the walls of the palace echo with something darker, something colder: cruelty. And the one person who dared to walk away from that culture, who rejected the backstabbing and betrayals, is the very man they tried to destroy: Prince Harry. This is a story of how cruelty became the norm inside the palace and why Harry had no choice but to leave it all behind. Once known for its mystique, the royal family has devolved into a machine of leaks, manipulation, and strategic cruelty. It didn't happen overnight, but under the growing influence of Queen Camilla, the tone of palace life began to shift. What was once whispered is now shouted in headlines. According to insiders, palace aides, at the direction of their senior royals, regularly feed damaging stories to the press. Sometimes it's about Meghan, sometimes it's Harry, sometimes it's even each other. Yeah, they love to eat each other up. They're like vipers. They sting each other. They don't care who they throw under the bus, so long as they top one household is fighting against the other, and it's a dog eat dog world. These people are just despicable. This isn't just bad press. This is weaponized gossip designed to humiliate, isolate, and destroy. Camilla has long been a master of media manipulation. She had to be. Her reputation was once in tatters. But instead of rising above the palace's dysfunction, she leaned in and became its greatest strategist. Leaking, briefing, undercutting. These aren't fringe behaviors. They're standard operating procedures. And under Camilla's influence, the rest of the palace followed right along, followed suit. Charles, instead of leading with integrity, chose convenience and survival. William, once called the future King of Hearts, is now rumored to be one of the worst offenders when it comes to briefing against his own brother. The Windsors didn't just inherit power, they inherited pettiness, and under Camilla's guidance, they perfected it. Harry had a choice: join the game or walk away. He chose to walk. He refused to participate in the leaks. He rejected the briefings, and he refused to let Meghan be torn apart for the palace's convenience, just like they did his mom. That decision wasn't just brave, it was revolutionary. Because in a family built on secrecy and silence, Harry chose truth. He became a whistleblower in a palace of whispers, and that's why they turned on him. After the Sussexes left royal duties, the palace didn't respond with grace. They responded with war. Suddenly, the press was flooded with stories. Meghan is difficult. Meghan is ungrateful. Meghan is disrespectful. Where did these narratives come from? Not the public, not the press on their own. They came from the palace. These were not coincidences. These were carefully timed bombs meant to destroy Meghan's reputation and punish Harry for leaving. All while the royals smiled and waved, pretending they had nothing to do with it. Charles could have stopped it. William could have stood up for his brother. Instead, they stood by, or worse, joined in. They choose power over peace, tradition over truth, cruelty over family. They use the press as a sword, not a shield. And every time they let a lie go unchallenged, every time they whispered to the tabloid behind closed doors, they revealed the truth. They weren't protecting the monarchy, they were protecting themselves. In California, Harry and Meghan found peace. Not perfection, not fairy tale endings, but peace. Their projects are thriving, their children are loved, and their marriage is strong. Meanwhile, back in Britain, the palace remains stuck in the same vicious cycle: leaks, smears, and silence. The Sussexes have become a mirror reflecting the rot in the institution they left behind. Every single day, Harry and Meghan prove they were right to walk away, not just for themselves, but to show the world that there is a life beyond cruelty, a life rooted in love, not image. Prince Harry didn't leave the royal family because he gave up. He left because he woke up. And in doing so, he exposed a simple truth. In the palace, cruelty became the norm. But in Harry's world, kindness still matters. And that, guys, more than anything, is why he'll always be free. So we just have to present this real case scenario to show you that Harry is doing great. He had every right to leave. We are happy he left. We are now seeing him as a global statesman. When he goes out there and he speaks, it's eloquent. He speaks with conviction. He has his businesses. He has his charity that he has formed, and they are doing great. We look at Meghan. Can you imagine if Meghan was still in that hellhole? How they would have treated her with disrespect. They would have wanted Meghan to work to the grind, and at the same time, William and Kate would get all the praise. And we know that Meghan is so intelligent, so charismatic, so charming, so eloquent. When you hear that woman speak, she knows about world life event. She can speak about it. She don't need to read from a teleprompter. She knows her stuff, right? She don't need to read from a piece of paper. So this woman is well equipped to go out there. She would have represented that monarchy with the best of her ability, but because of jealousy, they let that intervene. But we are happy. What you refuse, someone else will appreciate it. So you don't want Meghan and Harry, and we are out here appreciating them, appreciating their dynamics, appreciating their love, appreciating just a little tidbits of what Meghan want to share with us, like her family life. Meghan couldn't do that if she was in the royal family. Meghan would be tied down. She couldn't form her own business. Look how many businesses Meghan has formed since she has left the family, the royal family. She's now creating a media mogul for herself. She's doing well for herself. She's carving out her own path. And that is what they hate. But I'm so happy they refuse a half in, half out, because we would not have had Harry and Meghan if they had decided. But sometimes your part is your part. This was a part Harry and Meghan were to have, and this is the part they led with, they got, right? So we are so happy for them. So the real courage wasn't in staying silent. It was in walking away. Prince Harry rejected cruelty, manipulation, and betrayal. And for that, he has earned something far more powerful than a crown. He has earned peace. So guys, drop a comment. If you believe kindness is greater than tradition, let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. What do you think about the cruelty within the institution? But they're only hurting themselves, because a house divided cannot stand. United we stand, divided we fall. And that's what we see happening to the monarchy right now. They are falling. They are doing everything to big them up, but nobody's interested. Their global appeal is just not there. And we know that Harry made the right decision. He's going to look back on this day, on the day he made that decision, and said, yes, I made the right decision for my peace of mind, for my family, and for the love of my life, my wife and my children. And thank God he left. Thank God he made that decision. So yes, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.